With Update 2.0 being a complete overhaul of the game and its core mechanics, these are a few bulletin points of the main features and things that have changed within Update 2.0 that you need to know before hopping in. With one of the first features being the brand new police system, with a wanted level, police chases, various police vehicles that the police will pursue you in, as well as roadblocks, as well as max tech when you really start causing some havoc. Pair the new police system with the brand new ability for vehicle combat, allowing you to use pistols and SMGs while driving vehicles, or even use melee weapons when on bikes, allowing you to actually be able to fight when using vehicles, making those police chases that much more enjoyable. With the ability for a few interactions to quick hack vehicles. On top of that, the vehicles have brand new handling, suspension, braking, overall feel of the vehicle, as well as speed, and vehicle durability has been completely tweaked. On top of that, you can now pop vehicle tires. With the developers also tweaking the entire perk and skill tree system, making the entire way that you play the game completely different now. Start off with new perks for net running, one of the most notable ones being the overclock mode, allowing you to siphon your own health to upload quick hacks when you have no more RAM. You can also now stack 4 quick hacks onto a single enemy. They have also enhanced AI combat, making the AI a lot more realistic, and also making it so the difficulty level of an enemy scales to your player level, rather than where they are on the map. When you load up the game for the first time, you are going to realize the completely reworked UI, with the phone being changed to feel like an actual phone, and even the simple ability to untrack quests. On top of that, your Cyberware menu will be completely reworked, as well as your perk and skill tree menu. That is completely different from the previous version of the game, with there being new skills for you to unlock and ways to even play the game. I highly recommend though that you do go to Cyberpunk's official website and use their online build planner for your brand new character, as the game only allows a one-time reset per save for your skill tree. Of course, if you would like to jump into Update 2.0 with an old save, you can do so perfectly fine. The game does also offer a tutorial mission for those of you who load old saves. And now with the other major rework done to the game being Cyberware and clothing. Now Cyberware is going to be your main way that you obtain armor, and clothing is not going to have armor or really any benefits. It is going to be primarily for looks now. Though one thing to note is Cyberware does have a limit on how much you can run at a given time. They've also gotten rid of the old school tier system of common, uncommon, rare, and epic, and instead gone with this new tier system, which seems to be 1 through 5, and then for certain items, like Cyberware, can be upgraded to 5+ and 5++. Weapons have also been fully reworked and tweaked, as well as ditching that up and down arrow to show how good the weapon is, and instead has replaced it with full stats for each weapon. And of course, weapon attachments being either outright replaced or entirely reworked. Though that is not all that they have done to weapons in the brand new 2.0 update. They have also added melee weapon finishers and the ability for first time animation every time you pull a weapon out. For those of you who are playing on PC, you can hold B or double tap Alt. If you're playing on PlayStation, you can double tap triangle, and if you're playing on Xbox, you can double tap Y. With the developers also reworking loot, crafting, healing, and grenades, with the loot changes being that NPCs no longer drop clothes and will drop a lot less items, but the items that they drop will be way more valuable. For crafting, when you are now crafting or upgrading items, you are only going to need one crafting component instead of all of them. Now for healing and grenades are limited. So you have a limited number of charged, and they recharge over time after being used. So no longer are the days of buying 500 healing and 500 grenades and just spamming them. And you're now going to have to actually strategize when using them and when not to use them. And with there being so many miscellaneous or smaller changes that have been done to this game, a few notable ones that I have picked out is fixers will no longer text you for brand new vehicles. and now you're going to have to use the computer or terminals at gas stations and repair shops to purchase these vehicles. You'll still unlock them in the same way that you previously did. On top of that, vendors have been tweaked. Vendor stock will now scale to your player level, as well as stock will have more of a theme depending on the vendor and location that it comes from, as well as clothing vendors allow you to view your wardrobe and the item before purchasing it. There is also a brand new arcade minigame called Trauma Drama, as well as there is updates to V's stock apartment, that being the stash being enlarged and allowing every iconic weapon in the game to go on there, and having new interactions with Johnny. And with the last but certainly not least change to Update 2.0 being the radio stations, with there being 3 brand new radio stations added to the game, with the first one being 89.7 Growl FM, featuring songs created by the community and DJ'd by Ash, who is voiced by Sasha Grey. You also have Impulse 99.9, which features a complete new set of music remixed by Idris Elba himself. And then 107.5 Dark Star, which is a brand new electronic music radio station. And that is all the major changes that come in Update 2.0. Of course, I only covered about half of what has actually been changed in Update 2.0. And if you want to know the full details, I've left the patch notes in the video description for you to look at. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in Phantom Liberty. Peace.